Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Balance in life is living life. Disbalance in life is living death. Balance is always between two things. You cannot say that a brahmachari is a balanced person. No, a brahmachari is a lonely person. A married couple can be balanced or not balanced. In the same manner, in our life, there are two aspects. One is the external life that we live, and second is the internal quality that we have. When these two aspects, the external prosperity and the internal peace, is perfectly balanced, then alone we are leading a life on scientific footings. If only one side is taken care of and other is neglected, if you remember, rather if you don't remember, it's good. I gave you an example. A person has an elephantitis on his left leg and a polio on the right leg. So, if you take the average of two legs, statistically, he is healthy. Isn't it? So, statistical average will not lead him to success in life. In the same manner, getting totally lost only in the prosperity without the spiritual backdrop leads to perversion. And similarly, neglecting the prosperity and going only into spirituality and getting lost only in poverty, that is also not right. Many times, people have this funny notion that Hinduism means what? Poverty. Hinduism means what? Vegetarian. Nowhere it is said. On the contrary, in Hinduism only there is a goddess of wealth. Nowhere else. So we have to produce wealth. At the same time, there is God Narayana also. See, both the things. And when Narayana and Lakshmi, his wife, when they visit together, their vehicle is Garuda. And when Lakshmi visits alone, she is not allowed to take Garuda. She rides on an owl, Ullu. Therefore, whenever prosperity Lakshmi is without Narayana inside with you, the life becomes perversion, and this is how it is indicated. Therefore, we have come to this conclusion. Scientific life means, or life lived with the scientific understanding means, we have to live in this world without losing our balance, our cool. Now, while living in this world, what are the things that we should take care of? So, this is a scientific outline. Follow these steps. You will be successful externally and peaceful internally. So, yesterday we have seen 8 of them. Adveshta sarva bhutana maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukha kshami. So, Nirmamaha. The wrong notion of possessiveness has to be given up. See, there is one very important thing. When you belong and when you possess, there's a lot of difference. When you belong, you become a load to the one whom you belong to. Isn't it? Our luggage belongs to us. Therefore, luggage is comfortable. We possess the luggage. And therefore, we are all the time under the load of that luggage. Is it not? So, nirmamaha. Let us have this clear understanding. Let us not be possessive of anything or anybody in this world. Then how do we live in this world? Live with an understanding, as long as we are with anybody or any place or any time, live happily, cheerfully and depart. Never hang around the whole world for more than required. You know, one question many people ask us, Swamiji, what is the secret that when you go to so many people's places, they are so happy to receive you? What is the secret? I said the secret is, before I go there, they know my date of departure. That is why they are happy. So, when I land, last time I went to Kutch, Mandvi. So when I landed there, they knew when I am leaving. And you know, with every additional day, the happiness increases. First day when I go, they are happy by 1 unit. Second day, they are happy by 2 units. Third day, they are happy by 3 units. So, how come Swamiji with every additional day, the happiness is increasing? I said, because my day of departure is approaching near. There is no other reason. Nirmamaha, never possess anything in this world. Then nirahankaraha. You know, this ahankar. Means no. Hankara is the divine call from within. So, when we are living in this world, do we all the time disagree with His will? Ahankara means anything you say no. A typical Indian style. Now I have learned this technique. I was just, sitting in my place. Some people came and brought something to eat. It's not that I am supposed to eat or not. I have to eat. And thereafter, when I tell them some, please take, no. Then I have to talk. When you don't listen to such a simple thing, take a pakoda. Do you think you will listen to me when I say you are Brahman? See how important it is. So, this becomes by default our habit. Anything you say, no. In the same manner, the Lord said, you are married to this man, live happily. No. No. By default it comes. So what I did with those pakodas, I said, don't take it. You don't take it. Now see, you have to change your language. So ahankara means he who is constantly headlong with the Lord. Please remember, whenever you are miserable, you have denied the divine will. When you fall in line with the divine, you can never be miserable. Nirahankaraha. Normally, what happens? When we go to the Mahatmas, do you think we go to listen to them? Forget about it. Like the furniture we use. We use the Mahatmas. Swamiji, you should go and tell like this. You should tell like this. I said, why don't you tell like this? No, nobody listens to us. I said, do you know why people listen to me? Because I don't tell. This they forget. So instead of going and getting the wisdom from the teacher, we use them. You do this way, you do this way, you do this way. And as long as the Mahatma is dancing, he is so nice, he is so simple, The other day I said dance, he started dancing. And one day you say, no, I will not take food. Swamiji, what is the sin I have done? The sin you have done, it is not your sin, it is my sin that you have come. No, my stomach is not well. Swamiji, when you eat somebody else's food, it is okay, only my food. Arey Baba, eat, let me eat. See? Nirahankaraha, please remember, we become miserable only under one condition. When we insist, and when that insistence is not honored, we are bound to become miserable. One of the simplest methods of living in this world is never insist for anything to anybody. This is the secret of my happiness. I don't insist that you should learn Bhagavad Gita. Is that it? The other day I was in US and one person came and told, Swamiji, I want that every Indian in United States should know Bhagavad Gita by heart. So I kept quiet. What is your opinion? I said, do you know it by heart? Swamiji, don't change the topic. See, this knowledge is required for our children. Ours is a gone case. Prognosis is grave. Only in the next life it is possible we may change. Therefore, nirahankaraha. Don't insist on anything. Don't be obsessed with anything. So when you go to Shiva's temple, Om Namah Shivaya. When you go to Krishna's temple, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. When you go to a Maharashtrian's house, Ikde Tikde. When you go to a Gujju's house, Dhokla Dhokla. You will be very happy. This is the simplest method of living. By this what happens? You do not gather any kind of uncalled for impressions on your mind. And as a result, nirahankaraha, you are always cheerful and happy. Ahankar means when a child is carrying, maybe 10, 12 years child, is carrying 3 NRI suitcases on the head. That time, what is the expression on the face of the child? That expression is called as ahankar. To that child, you tell the best joke of the millennium. He cannot laugh. Why? The load on his head. It is not only the external load, even the internal load. If you have got tremendous load inside and you have to go and listen to Satsang. So, do you think that you are listening? You are only measuring the pressure development. Now it has gone to this level. I must get out. Isn't it? Physical pressure outside, inside. Now third, the mental pressure. I have done so much for him. I have done so much for her. I have spent my whole life, but nobody listens to me. In this world, the old people are not wanted. Oh God, why don't you take us there? God says, no place. Before coming, Rupal gave me one printout, very important document. 3 people died and went. Yamaraj was sitting there. He said, Chitragupta has gone somewhere. If you want some comforts, please tell me. Till, you are allotted right accommodation. The 3 people were, one was Gujarati, one UP and one Bihari. So Gujarati said, these Marathi log, Maharaj dukan tod dala. Don't give me next to a Marathi fellow. Gujarati said. Then Bihari. I came here for examination and he has destroyed my papers. Don't put me next to a Marathi. Okay. Then a UP wala. I am supplying milk to the whole of Maharashtra and they don't behave properly. He has broken my shop. Don't keep me next to Marathi. So Yamaraj says in Marathi, Chaila. Get their files to me. I will see where to put him. Isn't it? Nirahankaraha. Let us empty our files and relax. This is the simplest method of living life spiritually and scientifically. Then samadukha sukhaha. Another thing. In this world, there is not a single person or a thing which does not have both the sides. Sometimes you will have happiness, sometimes you will have misery. It is bound to be there. And you will see, happiness and misery, it is not a permanent feature of everything in this world. In the summer, heat gives us misery. The same heat is an asset in the winter. See? In the same manner, when you are extremely hungry, any kind of food is tasty. When you are not hungry, anything you cook, you will never like it. Therefore, simple technique is samadukha sukha. In this world, things come and go. And you know the most fundamental part. Like this is a book, an object. Like that, joy and sorrows are not objects. When you get identified with the joy and the sorrow, like when you get identified with the topi, you become topi wala. Isn't it? When you get identified with the palki, you become palki wala. With lokhanda, lokhanda wala. In the same manner, get identified with the misery, misery wala. So, the sukha, dukkha, they become a consequence only when we get identified with them. So what is to be done? Stand apart. Yes, everybody gets this thing. I also get because I belong to the general category. I don't belong to the quota category. Sukha, dukkha, sukha. Then, Shami. Shami means the one who has the magnanimity of forgiving. You know, one of the simplest method to destroy ourselves is not to forgive. And one of the simplest method to grow and enjoy life is to forget and forgive both. Now see, when we don't forgive somebody, what happens, you know? We keep that person in our heart. So you don't want that person to come to your house. But you are keeping that person in your heart. See how miserable it is. On the contrary, when you forgive, you know what you have done? You have deleted that data from your hard disk. Don't allow it to go to the recycle bin also. Immediately, once for all. Therefore, Kshama is the only technique by which you can get rid of all the negativities in your heart. So when we forgive somebody, it is we who are benefited. One example I tell you, there was one old man and his old sister, and she died. Before death, I was there. So I said, Amma, now this is the time, chant the Lord's name, say Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram. She was crying. I said, Amma, what happened? She said, I have got only one frustration in my life. Nothing else. What is that? My brother did not talk to me for my whole life. During the childhood, something must have happened, whatever has happened. That time he has taken a vow. I will not talk to you. And on the deathbed, that lady says, my brother didn't talk to me. So I went and talked to him. I said, hey, just say hello to her. No, I just cannot forget and forgive what has happened in the past. Imagine. By then, who is suffering? He is carrying that cancer in his mind. Therefore, the simplest method to get rid of the problem of the world is to forgive. And forgiveness is possible only for those who are powerful. A coward cannot forgive. Therefore, Kshami. Now, Santushtaha Satatam Yogi Yatatma Drudha Nishchayaha Mayi Arpita Mano Buddhi Madbhaktas Same Priyaha. Further, Santushtaha. Now, the next technique. Santushtaha, content. In Patanjali Yoga Darshan, there is a sutra which tells Santoshat Anuttama Sukhalamaha. There is unparalleled bliss in contentment. See how simple it is. You may have the wealth of the whole world, and yet if you are not content, nobody can help you in this world. Therefore, Santushtaha. And the real contentment comes from within, not from without. Majburi ka naam Mahatma Gandhi is not contentment. Contentment is you have discovered the source of absolute bliss which does not have any alternate option. See, the joy has an option of misery. The birth has an option of death. Health has an option of disease. There is no word like, joy and sorrows, like that, bliss and unbliss. No. Bliss is a word which does not have an opponent. Santoshat Anuttama Sukhalamaha. Therefore, our saints, Tukaram Maharaj says, He vile anante taishe chi rahave chitti asudave samadhana. He who has that magnanimity of understanding how much the Lord has given us. Friends, remember, when you are walking the path of action, you have the arrogance to say, I have done so much and therefore I have. But when you are taking the course of devotion, a devotee says, what I have, it cannot come as a result of my activities. It is His grace that I have all these things. The result is the arrogance of doership disappears. And this is the technique by which we can get out of the law of karma. The law of karma binds you. Therefore, a devotee totally disowns the very law of karma. He has a very simple technique. Whatever I have, that is required for me, good or bad, and that is given to me by the Lord as His sheer grace. See. Santushtaha. And when you are content, following things happen. 1. You have zero expectation. 2. You have no complaints. 3. You have no hunger. 4. You can go to sleep even in satsang. I am so content. What is there to listen further? Khar, khar. Santushtaha. Then satatam, and the santushta, contentment, is satatam. It is continuous. It is not, our contentment is like what? We have taken food up to nose. Oh, no, I can't even breathe. So, if it is so heavy, why don't you take one hajmola? If I could take one hajmola, I would have taken one more rasgulla. Why take hajmola? So, this contentment that we have by overeating, it is a temporary phenomenon. It is not satatam. Satatam means unbroken contentment. So, santushtaha satatam. Then yogi. There are two types of people who unite and merge. Second, who unite and fight. Bhoga and yoga, these are the two things. In both the things, in bhoga and the yoga, two things are required to come together. In bhoga, for example, like in Taittiriya Upanishad, they have defined food as, food is that which is eaten and which eats us. Is it not we eat the food with the teeth and the teeth are eaten by the same food? That is called as the bhoga, the attitude of indulgence, and in that, what do I get from the object of enjoyment? That is the attitude. And in yoga, the I disappears. Please remember very important thing. Today, where I was going, I went somewhere for lunch. So, that person asked me, Swamiji, I want to leave everything and join you. I said, please leave me. I'll go by walk to my home without taking food. But don't join me. No, Swamiji, I really want to leave everything. I said, very simple thing, if you have little common sense, what is that? Don't leave anything. Then leave this I. This is creating all the problem. I want to leave. What do you have of your own in this world? That you have the arrogance of telling, I want to leave. See? It is something like any girl coming and standing in front of me and telling me, Swamiji, yes, talak. Amma, when did you get married to me? So what? See? It is not possible. You cannot leave anything in this world because nothing ever belonged to you. That arrogance, that I have given up tea, I have given up coffee, I have given up wife, I have given up husband, when they were yours. See? That understanding is required. Therefore, santushtaha satatam yogi. The real yoga is discarding the attitude of indulgence in this world and discovering the merging in the absolute. That is called as yoga. And for that, what is the technique? There are many techniques depending upon what we want to practice. One simple technique I'll tell you. Yoga with the Supreme Reality will be, what is the Supreme Reality? Supreme Reality is absolute bliss. So when you become one with the absolute bliss, what will you be? Happy. So what is the highest yoga? Ananda Yoga. Be happy. There is no more spiritual practice than this. Otherwise, all the time frustrated. What happened? What has not happened? Are you not well? I don't know why I am not dying. There are people, they never talk straight. Somebody said something. Who says anything to me? Can I help you something? No, that is only required. I tell you, you have not gone through this thing. I have gone through all this. Therefore, I am telling you. Suppose you tell somebody, okay, tell me what I should do. Yes, you will always say like that. Okay, if it hurts, I will not talk. Yes, nobody wants me. Arre Baba, karu kya? See? Yogi is the one who is all the time blissful and happy. And you can remain blissful and happy only under one condition. Never try to please anybody in the whole universe. Where God has failed, you will never succeed. Remember, if you are an intelligent husband, asterisk, footnote, There is no species like intelligent husband. Question: why? Intelligent people never get married. So, if you are an intelligent husband, never try to please the wife. It is an impossibility. And if you are an intelligent wife, never try to understand the husband. It is a species beyond understanding. Na tatra vagachati na manaha na vidmaha. Therefore, yogi, keep yourself in the absolute bliss all the time. In this world, all those who try to please others, they have destroyed themselves. Learn something from our politicians. So, santushtaha satatam yogi, and this you will be able to do when yatatma, have perfect control over yourself. Control over what we talk, what we eat, what we do, what we don't do, where we go, where we don't go. We have to have clear understanding. Yatatma. And with that understanding, lead a self-disciplined life. What is the first discipline we all have to learn? Refuse to be miserable. Again, घुमा फिरा के वही आ जाता. Only one discipline. Refuse to be miserable. Try. As you are sincerely living your life with whatever your notions are, now try this. You will come to discover that we are miserable not because of the world. We are miserable because we cooperate with the miseries. No, she has come, how to say no to her. Okay, come, sit down. Will you take Bisleri? No, I want to take your blood. Intravenous? No, I want to. This is how the miseries function in our life. Don't cooperate, refuse. Yatatma. Practice only one principle I am telling you in and through everything. Then, to do this, drudha-nishchayaha. Be firmly committed to these two principles. Refuse to be miserable. That doesn't mean, like, you have kept a handful of caterpillars in your mouth. No, you can't throw them, you can't swallow them. What will be the condition? Not like that. Why? I am not miserable, but you are making others miserable. What about that? And therefore the teacher says, drudha-nishchayaha. Not only refuse to be miserable, but be positively cheerful and happy. Please remember this. It is only in the human form that our lips can widen and throw a smile. Except in that Disneyland, no animal laughs. It's only the human beings can laugh. And therefore, those who do not laugh, they have inherited the animalistic features right from the last life. At least for the sake of showing or telling others that I am also a human being. Those people who never laugh, they feel very awkward when they have to laugh. How to laugh? When it is shouting, becoming angry and finding somebody's fault, they are expert in that. But if there is wonderful joke and all that, अरे जोर से हंसो धड़ाल. So, drudha-nishchayaha, be firmly rooted with this commitment. Drudha-nishchayaha. A person who does not have commitment can never attain anything in life. Commitment is the beginning of your changing the course of your life. You have to commit. In the 9th chapter, the teacher has told, Sadhur evassa mantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha. He who has decided to change himself, he has already become a great Mahatma. Because we being Indians, we have got that starting trouble. We don't want to change ourselves. So decide, Drudha Nishchaya, firm commitment. And then, Mayarpita Mano Buddhihi. But the whole problem, the other day, one child asked me this question. Swamiji, when Bhagwan has to punish us, how he punishes? Does he make us stand in a corner? Stand there. I said, no. That foolish punishment our Bhagwan doesn't give. Then what is the punishment? I said, Bhagwan, what he does? He opens the cranium. Our nervous tissue, the brain tissue, does not have the sensation of pain. Even if you, without anesthesia, you cut, he doesn't get pain. So, what the God did, he opened the cranium and he takes like the black paper, he sprinkles a virus called as intellect and he closes. And the thing is that once it is closed, it can't be reopened in this life. And thereafter, that person is intelligently miserable throughout life. Intelligent people are more miserable than simpletons. See? Therefore, Mai Arpita Mano Buddhi. Don't get lost into argument, logic. Nothing is important. What is important is be cheerful and happy. How does it matter whether you know or not? And how does it matter whether others know or not? The bottom line is, are you happy or not? That is important. No, intelligently I have understood, but I cannot practice. What shall I do? Suffer. Very simple. Therefore, this mana buddhi, mind and intellect, you use it in such a manner that they do not become an obstacle in your life. See? Mai arpita mano buddhi, yaha, he, such a person, man bhaktaha, and the last one, he is my devotee. So from the side of the seeker, he has the highest goal in his life. My Lord, he takes care. What is there to worry about? And such a person is me priyaha, and such a person alone is dear to me. Now see, papoham, papakarmaham, whatever bad things I have done, oh God, forgive. Bhagwan says, very good, I don't have to open the file. Said him eternally. Because he himself has said so many sins he has done. Why should I worry about? Isn't it? Don't have that negative thinking in your life. By being miserable, by being frustrated, by being depressed, you will go away from the Lord. If you are nearer to the Lord, you will be naturally happy. Same priyaha, and such a devotee alone is dear to me. Who likes a non-stop crying and complaining box? Nobody likes. You know what happens after some time when we come to know such and such person? He is non-stop complaining. First time you listen with all sincerity. Second time you listen out of compulsion. Third time you listen out of prarabdha, bhoga. And the fourth time you feel that the WC is better than in this presence. Isn't it? Who wants complaints in this world? Therefore, please remember, nearer we are to the absolute reality, happy and cheerful we are. Be very attentive. If you are happy and cheerful, your performance will be outstanding. And when your performance is outstanding, results in the outer world are bound to be good. A person frustrated, dejected, depressed and all that, and somehow inside, like the engine of a truck which is not moving, like that, going on and on and on inside. Neither we can enjoy the most wonderful world that the Lord has created. Because we are buried under our own dynamo. So, such a devotee is dear to me. Therefore, if you want really to be nearer to the divine, first principle, don't go on the makeup. Nowhere it is said in the whole of Bhagavad Gita, my devotee has a full stop, or my devotee has a railway line. Nowhere. It is not said what type of clothing you put on. No. Whatever way you are, what is important is that are you cheerful and happy or not? Now, one word, then we go next verse. Now tell me, if I say that I am the son of a king, but I am constantly begging, excuse me, jara tamaku de de. Raja Saab, you are such a king's son. Oh, so what, but I like begging, I like it very much. No. The only way to lead life is this. Be sincerely happy. But if you don't have, then be a hypocrite. Start behaving as if you are happy. Start. Slowly you start suspecting, I am really happy. Like, this is how we have done. We have just imagined, I am lonely, I am miserable, I think he doesn't like me, I think she doesn't like me, I think nobody wants me in this world. It is better that I jump from the 10th floor. But I told him to take a house in a big building, but we are on the ground floor. My luck has no end. Refuse to be miserable. Friends, you have learned everything in your life. Now, next one. Yasmannodvijate lokaha lokannodvijate jayaha harchamarsha bhayodvegaihi muktaha yasacha vipriyaha. Another most important thing. Yasmat lokaha na udvijate. See, udvega, this is the word. Ut means up. Vega means the force. So, he from whom such vibrations and the behavior doesn't come out, because of which others are frustrated. We are all Indians, you know this word, odomos. What is the purpose of the odomos? When you apply, mosquitoes run away. In the same manner, there are human biological odomoses. Wherever they go, people start departing. Bhagavan says, Yasmanno dvijate lokaha. He, because of whom the world does not get disgusted. My God, again that fellow has come. No. Friends, let our life be so pure and beautiful that people are not afraid of us. You know why people are afraid? Suppose I go to somebody's house or to meet somebody only when I had to collect funds. Once it has happened, twice it has happened. Third time I go, oh my God, that Swamiji is coming. Swamiji is coming. Now Munimji, you tell that I am dead. Saidji, how you have to, I just can't tolerate, what to do. I don't know why these Swamis are collecting money. They should get married and produce children and money. They make their ashrams and collect money from us. I don't know. I am so fed up with all these Swamis. This is called as udveg. Yasmannodvijate loka. Whenever you have any kind of expectation from anybody in this world, you become a source of udveg, disgust. Yasmannodvijate loka. Second, lokannodvijate chayaha. And he who does not get disgusted by the world or because of the world. How to practice this? Very simple technique. Don't take anything or anybody ever seriously. For example, somebody will say, Swamiji Maharaj, you are most wonderful. Don't take it seriously. Those who are praising you today, according to the rule, tomorrow they will condemn you. This is the rule of the world. But we imagine that, no, they are very good people, because they are telling good about us. Please remember one thing, all the praise is awarded to us, not to us, but to the divinity in us. Remember always that. Once you take this two-side approach, let us not become a source of nuisance to the world. And let the world be whatever it is. You accept the world as the divine drama. And when you are watching the Saas Bhi covered Bahuti, you don't get serious about it. It's only a drama. Even if you are a Bahu or a Saas, you don't become serious. I hope. I don't know whether you become serious or what. So, yasman no dvijate lokaha, loka no dvijate jayaha. Now, to practice this, there are three techniques given. First, harsha, amarsha, bhaya, udvegaihi yaha muktaha. He who has freed himself from these three attacks, udveg means attack. Like we get, heart attack, or we get influenza attack, or malarial attack. Similarly, the udveg means attack. Three attacks. One, harsha attack. Many times something happens, we are so happy, and in that excessive, uncontrolled happiness, we become a source of nuisance to others. Let us have control even on our happiness also. There was a friend, and he said, see, I got a big problem. What is the problem? See, my wife, she has got a lottery ticket, 10 crores. And if I tell her, she will not be able to take it. I don't know how to do it. Hey, don't worry, I'll take care. Now he goes. Bhabiji, how are you? Nice. Since last so many days I have not come to you. Come on, prepare some pakoda and tea. Okay, bhaiya, sit down. Bhaiya, UP wala, sat. And then tea, pakoda all prepared. And then finding, Bhabi, suppose you tell me, meanwhile when you are preparing tea and coffee and all that, please tell me, suppose you get a 10 crores lottery, what will you do? Bhaiya, why you make fun of me? No, suppose you get it. Okay, I will give you 50%. As a result, the bhaiya dies. Because he has never imagined 5 crores can come in his life. Isn't it? Harsha, excessive happiness, disturbs our internal balance. You will see, whenever these marriage parties and all that, you go for outing, weekend, this is nothing but an expression of uncontrolled happiness. You remember near our Worli Sea face, one car was broken into two pieces because it was the birthday of that girl, and 2-3 youngsters from nearby house took the car and came and moo, why very happy birthday. Therefore, let us have a peaceful, controlled celebration of anything that you are. Harsha. Let us not lose balance. Harsha. Then second is amarsha. Amarsha means intolerance. Many of us have intolerance, like the penicillin intolerance or any, vitamin intolerance. We have intolerance to many things in life. When you know, I don't like bangan, why did you cook? Sometimes you have to eat bangan also. Because that is a part of our Indian life. If you don't like bangan, call it as a white egg or eggplant and eat. But you have to eat that. Once you learn to tolerate, you know what happens? Your inner strength increases. See, tolerance is meant for increasing inner strength. You know why spirituality is maximum in India? Because Indians are 100% tolerant. Anybody may do anything, is okay, never mind. How much he has eaten away? He has eaten 35 crore thousand rupees. Only. Anyway, the other day one person told me very nicely. He said, those who do not get opportunity to swindle money, they are only honest. So, amarsha, intolerance, and bhayaha, fear. Under the fear psychosis, whenever we live in this world, you cannot enjoy life. That means we should not have fear, we should have fear. We should have fear for something right, and we should be fearless if we are walking the path of righteousness. Therefore, harsha, amarsha, bhaya, vegaihi, muktaha yaha, such a me priyaha, such a devotee is dear to me. Further, anapeksha shuchir daksha udatino gadamyataha, sarvaramba parityagi, yoman bhakta same priyaha. Now, anapekshaha, one of the most important qualifications. Anapekshaha, he who does not have any expectation from anybody on any account. The other day, about few years before, one girl, she came and she was frustrated, and she said, Swamiji, under these conditions, how will you feel? I said, I don't work on hypothetical conditions. You are trying to ask me to predict when will be the marriage of such a child if it is born on such and such day. An unborn child's horoscope is never written. So, no, actually, okay, I'll tell you the fact. I said, tell. He said like this thing once, twice, thrice, but he says every time he will do, but he never does, and I get so disgusted. Now what you would have done? I said, Amma, listen, one principle in life. Remove from your head that you have any authority on anybody in the whole universe. No authority on anybody in this world. When you have no authority, you have no expectation. See? If you have no expectation, you cannot be frustrated. On the contrary, if something happens, it is a bonus. Isn't it? When you get your salary, you are not that happy. But when you get a bonus, you are very happy, is it not? When you have no expectation of any kind from anybody and something good happens, it is a bonus, you will be more happy. Isn't it? Suppose you have no expectation of good food from your wife. Swamiji, why do you say suppose every time? And if someday the food is good, so it will be the most wonderful thing in life. And suppose you have got expectation, no, wife is supposed to cook good food, then throughout life be miserable. Nobody can help you. Anapekshaha. Zero expectation from anything. Now, with the whole world we live, where we have expectation? We have expectation from our nears and dears. We have expectation from our neighbors. We have expectation from the society. We have expectation from the government. We have expectation from the Mahatmas. We have expectation from the God. Now see how much load of expectations we are carrying every moment in our life. The result is we are digging our own grave. Anapekshaha. Let us not expect anything. When you go to the government office, don't expect your work will be done. And if it is done, it is a surprise. You will be more happy. So, anapekshaha. Then shuchihi. Shuchi means two aspects. External cleanliness supported by inner purity together is called as shuchi or shaucha. Those who understand Marathi, they will understand this joke. Those who don't understand, laugh for no reason. I went to Kedarnath. And when I was coming, we wanted to see one place. So there is a very small place you have to walk. And there was a board written, toilets this side. But that was written in Hindi because it is UP, now Uttarakhand. So it was written, that board was written in 2 lines. Now toilet can be written only in 1 line, but he has written 2 lines, half breaking like that. First line, Saucha. Second line, Laya. It means Shauchalaya. But Sha, they don't know the difference between Sha and Sa. So, Sauchalaya. That means here the wife died. Isn't it? Shuchi, Shaucha means external cleanliness supported by inner purity. Both are equally important. Shauchaha. Then Dakshaha. Dakshaha means whatever he is doing, he is a perfect. Please remember, he is not a perfectionist. There is a difference. A perfectionist suffers perfectly. Who is a perfectionist? He or she wants the whole world around he or her all the time to be perfect. But the world can never be perfect. Then what happens? This fellow suffers. But the suffering is also perfectly. Because perfectionist. So here, Daksha means the one who is so meticulously perfect in his delivery. That devotion or spiritual path doesn't mean that you are just like a pajama somehow. No. Every small little thing you do or perform must be a decent piece. That is called as scientific life lived according to the scripture. Many times this happens. That spirituality means what? When you are unfit for everything, you are fit for spirituality. No, it is not. See, it happened once in Calcutta. The person was coming for my lecture. He said, Swamiji, I want to ask you, does spirituality reduces the performance of a person? I said, are you making this statement by looking at me or what? He said, no, Swamiji, don't misunderstand me. I said, no, I am trying to understand myself. I'll improve. He said, no, it is something like this. We have got a clerk in our office. He always come with a khaddar pant, shirt, this pajama and shirt, and there is a Shabnam bag and Bhagavad Gita, and already puts a big chandan and in center the red, the Devi's thing, and then other than Bhagavad Gita, he doesn't come down to our level. And any paper that goes to him never comes back. I said, he is perfected in Bhagavad Gita. Yad gatva nanivartante tad dhamam paramam mama. That is not Dakshaha. The one who is so perfect in his life that the perfection, divinity manifests through him, never as imperfection. So, anapeksha, shuchir, Dakshaha, then Udasinaha. Udasina doesn't mean frustrated. Udasina means be very attentive. He himself is an embodiment of perfection. But he has the magnanimity to accept the imperfect world so casually that he doesn't get influenced by the imperfect world. It's called Udasinaha. Uta above. Asinaha is seated. He who is able to tolerate the imperfection in the world without compromising his own perfection, he is called as Udasina. Udasina doesn't mean that, what happened, Bhagavad Gita told Udasina, I think I am progressing. I become extremely depressed. Udasinaha. No. Udasinaha. When we rise above, the small differences disappear from our life. See? As you are staying in your house, the boundary of your building and then how much Kong goes away. And as you slowly take into the flight and start going up, and from there find out where there is Dharavi and where there is Maharavi, you can't find out anything there. The higher you grow spiritually, the small differences disappear in life. And he who is able to rise above small little things, he alone can be really happy. And all of us are miserable, never for big things. Third class people are busy or miserable for third class things. In this house, our presence is not recognized, beta. We'll have to get up and prepare our tea. So start frustrating. Small little things. If we have something higher to achieve in life, this thing will not disturb us. Now see, the third class people get miserable because of third class things. First class people get miserable because of first class things. Who are those first class people? Bhagwan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He used to get miserable. Today also my mother has not revealed herself to me. And used to cry and roll on the ground. Third class, first class. There is yet one more class. Right? Super class. What is that? They never become miserable. Okay? Why the God is not revealing? ठीक है, अगले time. Why worry? Don't become miserable. The moment you become miserable, the Lord has gone away from you. Misery is a curtain between you, the illusion, and the reality. See? Extremely simple. Therefore, udasinaha, then gatavyataha. Gatavyataha, he who does not become miserable because of the miseries. See, there was one Mahatma, he had coils. And he sat for the Satsang. And after Satsang, Katha, Kirtan, Bhajan, Kirtan, extremely wonderful going on, 2 hours, 3 hours. And after everything was over, then people went and then slowly he was helped. And below, lot of blood because of the pipes and all that. And with great difficulty, he got down. He knew only Hindi, no English. So he was asked, Maharaj ji, व्यथा हो रही थी क्या? Was it a very miserable experience? He said, no, there was misery. Experience was good. See the joy. There was problem. There was misery. But there was no vyatha. Vyatha means what? When the miseries influence us and we lose the balance of our life, that is called as vyatha. So, gatav vyathaha. He who is not the victims of the shortcomings of his life. Then, sarva arambha parityagi. Most wonderful thing. Sarva arambha parityagi. He has given up all the undertakings. Okay? I have to do this thing, I have to do this thing. The other day, I will not name you the place I went. And they were showing me, Swamiji, now this temple has come up to this level. And now, here, this God will be fixed, that God will be fixed. Now the stones are coming. Do you know, to bring these 3 big pieces of stones from that place to this place, do you know, Swamiji, it takes 10,000 rupees. The cost of the stone is hardly 1,000, 2,000. But the transport is so much. And if we buy from other place, then they add another 3,000 rupees. And it is becoming so difficult. And telling me such interest and deep involvement. And I was watching. I said, What is your age? Swamiji, you have touched a very bad point. I said, okay, I tell you. You are 65, not out, because you are retired from government. You are right, Swamiji, perfectly. I am 65. I said, now, at this time of your life, instead of taking the mala in the hand, Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, instead of getting lost in the divine joy, what are you doing? This truck, 3 stones, 10,000 rupees. That truck, 2 stones, 2,000 rupees. More we have to pay. In your whole life, did you ever think about trucks and stones? No. At the end of your life, you are thinking about trucks and stones. When you die, you will be the pillar here. Sarvarambha Parityagi. There is a time before the world has to tell, why don't you shut up? Learn to keep your lecture off. Very, very important. Sarvarambha Parityagi. Whatever you have to do, sincerely do that best. Don't go on adding things to your life. This is how we create problems for ourselves. And then afterwards, I think, I don't know on what muhurat I have started this. Don't start anything new. Lead what your life is and focus attention on something higher. But I feel so lonely. So I thought, although it is not tradition in India, but I thought I'll get married. Then again start, Beka Beduricha. So, Sarvarama Parityagi. Then, Yo na Hrishyati na Dveshti na Shochati na Kankshati. He who does not get the hypertrophy of his heart because he is so happy, na Hrishyati, na Dveshti. Na Dveshti means, in this world, there will be people who will help you doing sadhana. They will give you a lot of trouble. So when somebody troubles you, take it as a sadhana. Therefore, the other day somebody asked me, Swamiji, in Kriya Yoga, Patanjali Yoga Darshan, they have told, Tapasvadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanane Kriya Yoga. Now we are grahastha. What is the tapasya that we have to do? Please tell us. I said, tapasya for the grahastha is, live with your wife or husband happily. You don't have to stand on one leg. You don't have to do pranayama anna parantapaha. Don't go on doing guru guru. No. Live with your wife happily. There cannot be more tapasya than this. So, sarvarambha, this yona rushyati na dveshti. See, when somebody is troubling us, and yet we do not have hatred for that person, this is the examination that a devotee has to give. A simple example. If you want to stand first in the university, what is the first requirement? You should study? No. You should appear in the examination. You might have studied very well. You may know all the subject perfectly well. But if you don't appear in the exam, you cannot be evaluated as number 1 position. In the same manner, all these people who trouble us, they are the invigilators sent by the Lord. And we are facing the examination. Under these conditions, anybody will get angry, but you refuse to get angry. Under these conditions, anybody will have hatred, but you refuse to hate anybody. See the divinity in the ugliness. Then alone, your eyes have become purified. See, in the 11th chapter, when Bhagavan Sri Krishna was showing the Vishwarupa Darshan, Chaturbhuja Darshan, how Krishna, Arjuna was so happy. Oh, so nice, I think I should go there. And by the time he started thinking, and then that Ugra Rupa, the terrifying mouth opened, and the whole world was being swallowed and chewed. And then he started getting frightened. Friends, Dvesh is in our own interest, not good to be practiced. Therefore, na dveshti. Then na shochati, na kankshati. Shocha is always about the past. Constantly regretting, I think I should not have done it. I say, why do you regret? Best of all, don't do it. Suppose you have done. Now drop it. Don't carry the load of your past. Please remember, about the past, only one thing can be done. Forget. Take money from the people and you will be very happy. Ultimately, you have to be happy. Similarly, na kankshati. Another reason why we lose our peace of mind is we are constantly imagining about the future. This is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. No worry about it. Na kankshati. Then shubha shubha parityagi. Last one is shubha ashubha parityagi. Friends, in this world, there is nothing like good or nothing like bad. Everything is God sent. Have that equanimity towards everything. Such a great devotee is dear to me. Then the equanimity. Samashatraucha mitrecha tatha manapamanayo shitoshna sukhudukkeshu samaha sangha vivarditaha. The whole foundation of Bhagavad Gita is on this principle. When you lose balance, you are gone. When you are in perfect balance, you can take care of yourself as well as the world. The losing balance is because of the mamata, biasness. And getting established in balance is because of the samata. And the samata yoga is told here. Samaha shatraucha mitrecha. In this world, nobody is a permanent enemy and permanent friend. So also, the honor and dishonor, these are all imaginations of our mind. We imagine somebody respects us. We imagine somebody insults us. On the contrary, wherever you get undue respect, understand there is something dal mein kala. When the son-in-law goes to the father-in-law's house, that much of respect, even God will not give him. But the son-in-law never understands that he is been victimized and he feels that he is honored. So, manapamanayo shitoshna sukhudukkeshu. Similarly, there are many pairs of opposite we all have to go through. Joy, sorrows, heat, cold, etc. And satisanga varjitaha. What is the technique? Technique is be indifferent. Don't get involved too much with anything or with anybody. Then tulya ninda stutir mauni santushto yena kenachit. Tulya ninda stutir mauni. Those who will come and praise you, be careful. Those who come and condemn you, understand they are your real friends. Because those who come and praise you, they want some benefit from you. And those who come and condemn you, tell you the truth which you don't like, you will feel that they are hurting us. No. Mahatma says, if somebody condemns me because of my body, he is helping me grow spiritually. If somebody is condemning me because I am the self, he has every right to condemn because his self and myself are not separate. In this manner, santushtaha yena kenachit. Whatever comes, let us accept it gracefully. Aniketaha. Most important thing, he who does not have any home, he is my real devotee. We all have doubt in him, whether he will take care of me or not. Friends, he alone is taking care of us. Aniketaha. I remember long time back when I was here, Haribhai told me that Swamiji is no more. This happened sometime in late 80s. Swamiji, you should have some kind of place of your own. Why? He said, in old age, who will look after, something is required. I said, Papa, if I come here and stay, will you say no? No, this is all yours. I said, when this is mine, why do you ask me to get again something? Aniketaha. This is the standard dialogue. Swamiji, ghar aapka hi hai. Don't touch there, okay? Immediately. Don't touch there. Aniketaha sthiramatihi. he who is never corrupted by any reason. Thiramatihi bhaktiman me priyo naraha. Such a devotee full of love is really dear to me. Now these are all the things. For a seeker who is intelligent, understands, and who wants to lead the life more scientifically. Now the last googly. The teacher says, Ye tu dharmyam mrutamidam yathoktam paryupasate shraddhadhana matparama bhakta te stiva me priyaha. But, Arjun, listen. My real, 100 times real, beloved devotees, you know who? He who does not live life intelligently. He who does not go bring science into life and makes an experiment of the life. Then who is he? He has got Ye tu dharmyam mrutamidam yathoktam paryupasate. What I said so far is dharma as well as amrita. Dharma is to be accepted by every one of us. Amrita. But it is not that torturing kind of dharma. You put, Indraya Swaha Idara Mama, Arunaya Swaha Idara Mama, and the smoke is coming out, and the Pandit is not ending his mantras, and you want to go somewhere, high BP is going on, and there is nothing, you can't start the fan. That is not this kind of dharma. It is amrutam. It is most happiness. This dharma, this righteousness is not a tortureful righteousness. Dharma amrutamidam. Yathoktam paryupasate. What is said, he who is practicing this in his life, although neither he has seen me, nor he has experimented on himself, yet he has accepted it in total. See how important it is. Friends, to walk in the bright light, even a blind man can do. The real courage is required. When you are ready to jump into the darkness. Therefore, those who say that you should not have blind faith, they have never understood the power and the strength of the faith. Faith is so powerful that even the darkness will be illumined by the strength of the faith. Therefore, Shraddhadhana yat mat paramaha. Those who take these words of mine totally, completely, and sincerely practice without even experiencing anything, they are really dear to me. In this manner, why not we take the last refuge? Don't unnecessarily destroy your head. One wife was constantly nagging the husband who was driving next to me. So, feeling pity on the husband, I have got always a soft corner for the husband. So, I told her, I said, Amma, why are you eating his head? Let him drive. So that Amma's sister was sitting next to me. Immediately comment, Swamiji, do you know, because of that only she is starving. Flat. Then I said, why are you eating his head? So her sister said, therefore she is starving. Because there is nothing. This is the meaning. So lead cheerfully and happily. There is nothing to be serious about life. Live every moment remembering Him. That He has taken care of us every moment. This is far superior than leading the life scientifically, looking through the windows of a monitor. खिड़कियां बंद कर दो, दरवाजे खोलो, and see the joy of life. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.